What's up guys, Max115 here. Welcome back to another episode of Boom Beach. As you can see, everything is boosted because, things just happen to be boosted and I'm in the middle of attacking. I put my little front base so you guys can see all the buildings nice and neat. Before we get into the video, a lot of you new viewers have been asking how come I only have 6 sniper towers, and in fact, yes, you're right. I mentioned this before, but I still have the sniper tower in here, which is the one that comes with HQ 22. I decided that once I decide to put it down, I will keep it at level 1 because it looks so cute and little in there compared to everything else. However, because I'm pushing, if I put it down now, that's basically just 3 free gunboat energy for whoever attacks me. So I'm holding off on that. Once I'm done with my push, I'll put that little sucker down, and it'll be right in front of the base, welcoming everybody who tries to attack me. Anyhow, let's get into some of these attacks. I've been working the crap just a little bit in Dr. T. The first base I wanted to show you guys was Rajib Saha BD. TRM, if you guys can notice, obviously all of my offensive statues boosted, 4 offensive statues. This base had 5 eyes, 4 of them boosted, which is not too bad. I feel like any base with a laser beam that has 5 or less eyes, I'm pretty confident with TRM, but anything more than that, it really depends on the layout, and nowadays everybody's layout is just so strong. Anyhow, we put down all the troops in the bottom right there, and I dumped all of my remaining gunboat energy on the shot launcher and boom cannon up in the top over here. It kind of got a little bit messy in the front because I couldn't see what was happening. I mean, the tanks kind of split into 2 groups, and there were 2 cannons, which are always worrisome when you're using tanks. Threw some critters to distract the 1 boom cannon, and I finished off the shot launcher with some critters. Threw some more critters because I didn't want that boom cannon to kill any of my tanks, and then I started getting worried because this boom cannon on the bottom, on the right side, started picking off some of my tanks along with this cannon in here in the center. So I was forced to reflare and throw a shock. That was my first shock so far, and I was trying to save the shocks for these 2 buildings back here, the boom cannon and the shot launcher at the end there. So because I was trying to save as much as possible, and it's not like I had a lot of gunboat energy to use, I just had to suck up all of the shots from this 1 cannon in here. So I just kind of let it pick off a whole bunch of my tanks. It kind of got really sloppy, not really what I had intended, but it worked out towards the end. I just let my tanks take out a couple more buildings, and then I flare, and then I shot the shot launcher and boom cannon combo there. Notice how those 2 boom cannons, boom mines in the front there will do some damage. Nothing I can do about that, and at this point I don't think I had a gunboat energy for anything at all. Threw a medkit on the tanks because the mortars in combination with the rocket launcher up here would have been pretty deadly, and that was actually a mistake. That was a medkit I threw. I thought I saw enough gunboat energy for a shock bomb, but it wasn't. It was a medkit, so that was a mistake. Just wasted. Nothing I can do about that. I just kind of proceeded with the attack, and that thing just shocking all of my tanks. I was getting a little nervous because notice that the shield itself was completely full in health. Even though the HQ was about a third down, the shield had a lot, so I wasn't too sure if I had enough tanks to do it. I think I had 8 tanks if I remember correctly, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 tanks. So, and there was no need to reflare because wherever I put them, the rocket launcher was going to be within range. As long as this cannon was out of range, it was good, and it was just barely out of range of that little sucker there. Also, I decided not to go on my regular path up here, mainly because this way I could avoid the boom cannon and these 2 cannons over here, along with all these little boom mines. So I just, save myself the hassle. The only downside to that is that if you come on the bottom right side, then you have to work down the shield generator itself rather than taking it down from here and then just going for the HQ. Let's just go 4 times the speed. There's no point on having you guys wait to see those tanks take down the shield. Once that thing went down, the HQ itself goes down pretty quickly. It's the generator that takes a long time to be to wear down. But 4 eyes, 5 eyes, 4 boosted, not bad to start off the night. Only took me 1 try. So that was Rajib's base, and then Sambang Taka. I think we attacked his base like 2 videos ago, so I'm not gonna bother showing you guys. It's not like his base was the toughest of all. And then Dan Trang spawned in here. Him and I, or me and him and I, we go back a long time, also back and forth attacking each other. So his was a pretty tough base. 5 ice statues, all 5 of them boosted. You can see the masterpieces, and then the what do you call them? The Guardians were back here, all of them right there. So 5 out of 5 boosted, double shielded layout. I was lucky enough that in this particular attack I was able to take down the boom cannon here with just 1 barrage and 2 artillery shells. I think it got some splash damage from the second barrage I threw on the shot launcher. And also, and this time I went in with 2 bolts of rifles. So I put down the second bolt of rifle because of this cannon here. That thing kept on picking up my tanks on the first try. So the second bolt really did wonders for me. In fact, at this point I hadn't lost any tanks just yet. Except for that 1 tank right there that just went down to the cannon. Once the shot launcher went down, I reflared all of my guys back. Lost a couple of medics, but nothing you can do about that. Reflared towards the wall, hugged the left wall as I've always done. And he was online during some of these attacks, so I guess he kind of saw the replay, and then he put the second boom mine up here, and then he put these 2 shock mines on the left side there. So once he made the change, I actually failed it 1 time because I wasn't, it kind of caught me by surprise. So this was the attack following that time, and this time, once I saw the shot mines, I thought it's a perfect spot to put down some critters, and that's exactly what we did. So just let the tanks take down the shield generator and the sawmill. I had to eat that boom mine, nothing I could do about that, but there goes a pack of critters. I mean, the shot mine will shock them and they'll just won't move, so that'll actually distract the 2 boom cannons, and it actually helps me because it buys me a little bit of time, and then I can start throwing my shock. So by alternating between shock bombs and critters actually saved me a lot of gunboat energy, as opposed if I was throwing just shock bomb after shock bomb. So there goes another pack of critters on the second mine. Those boom cannons are just like turning left and right, shooting at them, and then I go with my second shock bomb right there. My tanks are already spread out and they're taking down the buildings, and I still had enough GB for another shock bomb because I was using critters, like I said. So right there we go, and as soon as the 3rd or 4th boom cannon goes out, then we flare to the last remaining boom cannon. I mean, this sniper tower was a little pesky, so I threw some critters to see if it would help, but didn't do too much about it. Then I just had to wait for those 2 mortars to come down, and as soon as they did, I flared them away from the range of this sniper tower. So through a smoke, a lot of these guys were really red though, so that was a big concern. But I mean, this was I was just kind of hoping it would work out, and I think I had enough for a med kit sometime. Yeah, right there goes the med kit, and I had a lot of time, probably like 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. So Danchan goes down yet again. I mean, we're taking him down many times in this channel, so and that's just because he has 5 ice statues, because at one point when he was really pushing, he had like 7 ice, and I wasn't able to attack him for like a couple of months. But it went down, so that was a pretty good attack on a double shielded base, I think. And right after that, I think we switched to RZCM, and we got a couple of pretty fancy attacks in here. So this base has 7 ice statues. Only the masterpieces were boosted. Single shield with a laser beam behind the HQ. So 1 barrage and 3 artilleries to take down that one rocket launcher on the right side. 1 more artillery shell to take off some of those mines, and we just put down all of the troops pre-smoked because the 2 shot launchers were too close to the shore, and it just doesn't work if they're so close because they'll just shock and kill your Zukas right away. So I had to pre-smoke the beach. A couple of mines on the left side, I just decided to eat them because I couldn't afford throwing any more GBE on there. Reverse smokes at the end, you guys know why. And then at that point it was just a waiting game. Waited for those smokes to kind of wear out before we can throw some critters and a couple of shocks strategically. Obviously make sure we shock all the big splash damage, like the 2 rockets. I missed the 1 rocket launcher, but it didn't matter. And the laser beam was the most important defense, obviously. Some more critters to distract the shot launchers, and once my troops kind of spread out, I was a little concerned because they still weren't going for the laser beam, so I was forced to throw another shock directly on it, which kind of was a waste of GBE, but nothing you can do about that. Once all of those buildings went down, then I could flare all the way back through a smoke, obviously to protect some of my guys. And I had 4 medics up to this point, so a couple of machine guns, which not much of a concern, even for rifles. And right there, that will take down the shield generator itself. And then I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. I wasn't too certain which from which angle to start attacking from, so this was just to buy myself a little bit of time. So I kind of just flare, let them take down some additional gunboat energy. We can go 2 times the speed also, and then from here on, because they were starting to spread out, I had to re-flare them on the left side there. Did I? No reflare? I'm pretty sure it reflared. Yeah, there goes the reflare. Well, I guess I wanted to finish off the boom cannon first, but notice how thin my troops kind of ended up being because I waited too long for the reflare. And then at this point, they split out in two separate teams. Really not what I had intended. I wanted everybody to focus on the HQ, but at the same time, I was afraid of flaring straight to the HQ because that'll just, turn them into sitting ducks for the defenses. So in fact, because they split out, it was better because the left shot launcher kind of got fixated on the group on the left, while the second shot launcher got fixated on the group on the right. So because it was just one shot launcher shooting me at one given time, I was able to actually finish off the HQ. At one point, I really thought I wasn't going to do it, but it worked out. I mean, if he had a couple more statues boosted, I don't think it would have worked, but it was kind of messy. I have to admit, I only thought about half the plan, and I didn't think about how I was going to finish the raid, so that was my personal big mistake. And next, Yu Kaohang, FR, number one player in France. I think he's still the number one player, but his VP is really dropping now. He's a 1680. He peaked at like 1700, high 1700s or so. We've taken him down many times in this channel, so nothing new from tonight. 7 ice statues, 3 of them boosted. You may get to see them when the troops walk around the trees back here later. Yeah, they're somewhere in there. Where are they? Anyways, we took down one of the rocket launchers on the left side with 1 barrage, 3 artilleries, put down all the troops, let them take down the 1 sniper tower, and then smoke them all the way behind the flamethrower. Thank God that little group of 3 guys kind of walked ahead, so they trigger all those 4 mines, so it saved the majority of my group. Reverse smokes at the end, as usual, and then just kind of let them regroup. I hate when the medics trail behind and this little sucker just got killed. Look at him. Ugh. I mean, when you only have 5 medics, losing 1 is a big deal. Anyhow, as the smokes were about to clear, we're going to throw some critters, couple of shocks, strategically obviously, and then just let the troops kind of spread out. Throw more critters as soon as the first pack was getting killed. And from here on, same as before, I was waiting for the troops to just naturally go and take down the shot launcher, rocket launcher and shock blaster. And that's what they did there. I did have to force a shock bomb right here between the shot launcher and the rocket launcher. But once all of those big buildings went down, then I reflare all the way to the back, threw a smoke a little bit too late. I lost a lot of troops in there. But I still had a pretty good amount, so that's what counted. There goes the masterpiece. I was looking for it. And then in here, it was just, try to gather a little bit of gunboat energy, but not too much. I didn't want to get too greedy because, in-game, you can't see the range of the buildings, so I didn't want to risk it. I mean, just barely within the range of that shot launcher, now that I'm watching the replay. So then we reflare all the way back. I didn't want to reflare straight to the other wall because then they would have to walk within the range of this boom cannon. That's why I had to go up and then to the left. And then here, I know there's a lot of walking, but these are the fun attacks with RCM, I think, when your troops are safely walking behind the HQ. And then here we're just farming more gunboat energy, obviously. Because we threw so many critters and shock bombs on the HQ before, everything was insanely expensive, so I needed as much as I could get. And as we were approaching the flamethrower, then I had a medkit just ready, just to kind of counteract the damage from it. Not like I needed to. The Cryoneers did a great job about slowing it down, so it didn't matter. And as soon as that shield generator was about to go down, I threw the flare, because you have to take into account the time that the flare takes to travel towards its destination. So I had to throw it a little bit early, and it worked out pretty well. From here on, they would naturally start walking down, because there were no other buildings surrounding them. So they'll naturally start walking towards the HQ and the boom cannon. And a pack of critters, that was the last thing I could afford. I couldn't do any more shocks. I really wish I had enough for a shock, but I didn't. So all I had enough for was medkit, which it's already in there. And then from then on, it was just kind of like keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. And just in the nick of time, because you'll see the shot launchers kind of get to my Zookas. All of my rifles were gone, only a couple of Pioneers surviving in there. And right there, the one Zooka that didn't get shot finished off the HQ, so that was really lucky. It only took me 1 try today. This was very frustrating because this base spawned on me last night. I attacked him, I raided him, and then somehow I lost connection. So when I logged back into the iPad, I had lost all of my troops and I didn't raid him. So I tried again and then I kept failing. And I think it's because I was doing angry, attacking really angry, so I kept on failing. It was so frustrating last night. In fact, I punched my iPad for the first time. I actually punched the screen really hard out of frustration and anger. So I refused to refresh him, and today, it only took me one try, and he went down. So that was pretty great. We got some new bases here. How long is this video? It's pretty long. I think we're gonna end up the video here. Hopefully you guys like the attacks. Leave me a comment down below, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Okay, take care. That's what I wanted to say something else. Take care. I'm Max115. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.